All right. Good morning, everybody. Stats. I didn't even write anything on top of this. This is a quiz number 8. Which question is a statistical question? Remember, the main idea for this one is we want data that varies. What do you think that means? We basically just want different numbers as our answer. Different numbers as our answer. How tall is the oak tree? This is singular, so this is only going to give me like one number. How much did the tree grow? Well, you're just subtracting two numbers and the tree, so that's only one number. What are the heights? That's good, because there's going to be different amounts of trees, so plural. And what is the difference in height between oak tree and a pine tree? So again, that's just going to be one number. So our answer is going to be C. Number 2, the researcher wants to determine if the behavior of children is affected by playing video games that have violent content. He asked 100 parents. He asked the parents of 100 children. So, I don't know. I call this the 100 children. In a daycare center, how often each child plays video games and whether the video games they play have violent content. The children are then allowed to play in a controlled environment, such as the daycare's center's playground. So, kids are playing video games. Okay, question. Any violent behaviors are then noted. What type of study is the researcher conducting? So, where is the researcher? Does the researcher have their hands on what's going on over here, or their hands off? I think the researcher is kind of like way over here, and just kind of observing what's happening here. And observing there is called a what? Observational study. Question number 3. Determine whether the data collected in each survey represents a census or a sample. So the big idea here is that a census, like the US Census, they do every 10 years, is everyone or all, and this is only some or a little. After examining 8 cartons of eggs at a local supermarket, well, is this all of them? No, this is just some of the eggs at the supermarket. Sheila concludes that 1 out of every 12 eggs packaged in the US is correct. Okay, so now you're going to all. Sum to all is a sample to the whole population. So that would be a sample. All right, number 4, determine whether each survey result is a parameter. Oops. Or a statistic. Oops, I meant to write P for population. And statistic, S, comes from a sample. So let's think about it. According to an online poll, okay, in an online poll, is this all? No, it's not. Then they're making a conclusion that 35% of all citizens live in an apartment. Okay, so you're going, this poll is just some to tell us about all. So this would be a statistic. Again, if they told us that this information was coming from telling us about the whole US, then that would be a parameter. All right, number 5. Determine if each given sample is random or not random. Big idea for random is that everyone has equal chance. Equal chance. Think of the lottery or Powerball. Mr. Tamez chooses the first 7 students to raise his hands in his math class to participate in a survey. Ooh. What happens with the other students, right? So he's saying just the first 7. My question is, did the black dots have a chance to, black students, or the students, the black dots representing the students, did they have an equal chance of being selected? And I would say no. So this is not random. Question, what do you think this one was? This was a bad sample. This was a voluntary response. Right? First people who volunteer. Number 6, determine which sampling method is more representative of the population. Fiona and Rachel want to determine the most popular lunch choices in the school cafeteria among 7th graders. They decide to collect data from a sample of 7th graders at school. Fiona surveys 20 7th graders that are in line at cafeteria. Okay. They're already in line at cafeteria. And so we're supposed to figure out what is the most popular one in the cafeteria. So they're already in line and they already kind of see that, right? And so kind of like you already picked up that food and most likely you're going to say like whatever food you just got. That sounds very convenient. Rachel surveys 20 7th graders whose ID number ends in 9. Okay, in green, I think Rachel's is more random. Because some people will be in lunch and some will not be. I think that's a good one. And you might be surveying them, probably not at lunch in the cafeteria, like smelling food, right? So you smell pizza, you might say, oh, I like pizza. So I think Rachel's is a better one. All right, number 7. The coach of a soccer team is asked to select 5 students to represent the team. I'm just going to put a bunch of other dots in here to represent the whole team. I don't know how many's in there. I guess it's 38. Let's practice that. Let's write. So 38. N equals 38. The coach decides random select, so random. Remember, this is called the SRS, simple random sample. That's good. We need to see that. What is the population for this problem? Well, population here represents everything, right? This represents the all, which is the team. So if you notice there's an A and A, so members of the soccer team. B, what is the sample of the problem? Well, the sample I chose were the dots here, and those represent the 5 students. Okay. Last question here is choose the most appropriate method for selecting the random sample of the 5 students, and your choices are down here. And we'll also note if we think it's a bad sample. The coach selects the first 5 girls that he sees. No, I think that's bad. That's just convenience. So, no. The coach would use the players' uniform numbers as they assigned random numbers. That's good. That's going back to our dare, right? You're using digits and you're assigning them and it's random. That's good. Okay, coach could just ask for 5 volunteers. Remember, that's bad. Why? That's a voluntary response. So bad. And the coach could choose from only students with black hair. Okay, that I would say that's biased. You're biased towards just a certain group, which is black hairs. So our answer is gonna, whoops, wrong one. Oh, let's just, is B. Okay, and that was quiz number 8. See you guys.